Streaming, okay, and that should be us live. Just need to make sure that is all working. Okay, there we go. Now just to get chat up. Okay. And that should be us all ready to go. Okay, so hello, and welcome back to Sorin's journey in Eorzea. So last couple of weeks, we've been doing kind of stuff unrelated to the main quest line, primarily the Hildebrand's content and the Crystal Tower raids. But yeah, it's about time that we got back to the main story quest. So what happened last in the main story was the whole Operation Archon thing. And Sorin helped lead the charge of sorts into Castrum Meridium and Praetorium to defeat the Ultima weapon. And during the celebration afterwards, where the leaders of the Alliance declared the what do we call it? The 7th Astral Era, there was a bit of a commotion. And apparently Eorzea's troubles aren't over quite yet. While that was being investigated, Sorin decided to go off, have a bit of leave, and try. Well, he tried to get involved in some stuff that was maybe a bit more normal, but we know how that turned out. But now, time to report to Minfilia. Miss Minfilia, I'm back. Ready to see what... Has anything happened while I've been gone? Oh, hi, Mooney. Is that supposed... Jiggle? Is that jiggle... The thing I'm coming into mind is the blob jiggle emoji that we use in Discord. Sorin, it pleases me to see you well. Oh. Miss Tartar? Do excuse me for interrupting, Sorin. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana Exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tartar. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this evening. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius van Baelsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavour to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the Syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the 7th Dawn... Oh yeah, it would be nice if we could have the Discord emotes in Discord. If I ever return to Twitch, that would... I think you can do animated emotes on Twitch. And like custom ones. It was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldazian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. It's not a problem, ma'am. Yet, my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? and they are like to have their own opinions on the matter. It's not a problem, ma'am. I'll ask around and see what people think. There's a bit... always is a bit of an issue once you start getting benefactors involved. Miss Yashtola, I just had some questions about some hypothetical situations. Recall your meeting with the Admiral, shortly after Leminson sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merlwyb that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded. That we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke, in short, the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Leminsons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our merely dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. You have a point there. I guess maybe I should be... If Shaw was able to see through it, there's no harm in just saying it's... Minfilia is asking this directly. Mr. Frankridge, what do you think of all this? Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know there's a growing belief among the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Sorin. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. More good points. This seemed to look more and more like it's maybe a bad idea. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalimo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandoning your principles nice, you know? I guess I understand. I haven't been receiving gifts anyway, so I can't really say that much. None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles, then neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. And mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Yida would enjoy the bribes. I won't comment on that. Can't really refute it. It's the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those of power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do labour unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so finite. Well, most of that did seem to be in the negative. I guess I should ask Alphino what he thinks. Alphino, about all these benefactors, what do you make of it? This situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Sorin. Okay. Alphino, Sorin, is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we'll never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We've demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an Aephorite. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favours will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length, and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory, and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 Erdat. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We're as much your family as... That will be all, Alphino. I am sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no, I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Those are... I don't think my current gear is all pretty decent. Alphino did have a point there. It's hard for me to say. I haven't really been a member of the Scions long enough to develop to know too much about their connections to Ul'dah and the people they know here. It does make sense moving to a neutral place would be the best option. Are you doing okay, Miss Minfilia? Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Sorin. Pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other, and requires your assistance. I pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Okay, ma'am. I wonder what it is that Alphino needs help with. Did he... Maybe it just slipped his mind to mention earlier. Alphino? Miss Minfilia said I could be of help. Confound it! She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumours. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamin was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, and not to mention a certain Charlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. And you think Minfilia has heard these rumours? Minfilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Flamin's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate. For whatever reason, rumours have once again begun to circulate that Flamin is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Iliad, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lanoski at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire if Master Gegruju has as to the veracity of these rumours. That sounds like a plan. And Philia's adoptive mother, though. It'd be nice if she really is alive. Given everything that's happened since I've arrived in Eorzea, I'm never going to say no to good news. Costa del Sol, that was where we were going. I hadn't quite realized it was the Syndicate's fault that we don't have an Aephorite in Vesper Bay. If they are kind of... maybe it is best to try and avoid any involvement with groups like that if they're... at this stage it's not far off extortion, is it? If it isn't extortionist itself. Mr. Alfredo? Ah, you've arrived. Let us see if Master Gagruji can shine any light onto the rumours regarding Flahamin. Master Gagruji? Do you happen to know anything about the songstress of Ulda? Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Makote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, I mean Sorin, what brings you to my humble resort? A Flahamin? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ulda? Egads, man! If I had known that, I would have changed her my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame, to think that she now plies her trades for the riffraff off to the west, or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy! West, is it? Thank you, Master Gagruji. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel onto Wineport and do the same. I'll do that then. I'll say I'm quite a fan of how Mr. Gagruji was talking there, but I'll just take it as a good thing that whoever it was left before he could come to that realization. Yeah, Alphino, until the end of a realm, until the Star of Heavens, where he is a bit of a jerk. I wonder if Arglent remembers me. He might be willing to help after the whole wine thing. Well, if it isn't Sorin, the saviour of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? I guess he does remember. I was just wondering if there's been a... I don't know much of a description, but I know she's a Makote woman. Probably middle-aged, I guess? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises. Interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception was without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. Okay, sir. That's not quite the information I was... Yeah, Sari didn't... Sari's reaction very much seemed to be kind of, what did you expect would happen? You want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Flahamin? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Well, I guess that wasn't much helpful. guess I'll go over and ask Mr. Lamani if he has smelled anything. Mr. Lamani? I see you've had a great many adventures since last we spoke, Sorin. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago. Oh, one does not forget a perfume like that, so robust and intoxicating. It's simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. And so I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully, and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Thanks for the advice, Miss Lamani. I'll get on that immediately. Probably best I could head straight there before she moves on. I'm sure Alphino can wait at Wineport if he misses me. I don't... Because isn't all this like the very reason like Alphino suggests that they leave Ul'dah and then ends up just doing the thing anyway? Miss Flat? Oh, that's a problem. This is not exactly a safe place to be picking flowers, all things considered. Excuse me. Might you be Miss Flamin? I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gubwe's ire until I was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I... Miss Flamin, by any chance? Flamin? I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? Alphino, you found us. It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say, Asilia, is looking for you. Asilia? You are the very picture of health, my lady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. But the question is, why? Not everyone who endeavours to find me does so with the best intentions, child. And you will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia, when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lunosia aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I travelled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have all of which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, what to say? There was one guy who was keeping a close eye on things, but we know how well things went for him. Poor Wilward. Rescued yet again from the jaws of a ravenous Gubwe. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. Although I was not solely to blame for that foolishness. This is not at all how I had envisioned it. I can scarce believe to imagine what my emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Despite her years of nomadism, it would seem Lady Flamin has kept a close eye on the affairs of our order. Surprisingly close, in fact. But suffice to say, she is nothing if not resourceful. One does not develop such skills without effort, or without reason. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let's be on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It will be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. I guess I'll meet you two there. Oh. Or are we all going together? Oh, I guess so. I'll take a free teleport. Miss Minfilia? Me and Alphino have, news, I guess. Here he is. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin? Cilia. I haven't seen her like this in years, Sorin. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success, and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Cilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celestia perfume. You remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If ever I lost sight of you, I could find you again, just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Sorin, however. I could not have made it without him. It was just a simple monster hunt, I guess. Thank you, Sorin. Thank you both. Not a problem, ma'am. Happy reunion. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah, and the accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It's clear that there is much I do not know, about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful. But there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Cilia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I failed, and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and of what it may entail. Cilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamin. You built it once, Cilia. You can build it again. And this time, we'll do it together. Truly? Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Hall, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldesion. Preparations begin at once. I guess that worked out for you as well, didn't it, Alphino? Regardless of anything else, it was nice to see Minfilia get that reunion. Miss Minfilia, is there any way I could help with this relocation? I'm sure it's no small task. Excuse me. It's all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Hall. There is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Hall would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing, and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will acquire something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, Antestant. Who might this be? Really, Alphino? If I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps, I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed Emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Hall. It is an honour, Antestant. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Hall hold the Science of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honoured to welcome your organisation. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Sir, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Sorin, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Slathborn spoke of you in most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper, and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Hall. We hope you will favour us with your presence again ere long. If we're moving headquarters, I'm sure you'll be around a lot. Alphino? He does seem like the diplomatic type. Well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, Sorin. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Hall with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have travelled so far, and there's already so much you've done for us, and for me. It's not a problem, ma'am. We'll speak again anon. Till then, take care. I was about to say that I'm only back from leave, but I guess my leave wasn't exactly restful. Oh. Miss Minfilia? Ah, Sorin. Were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. It's not a problem. Hopefully this is all good news. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And? Our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Toddery's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. Miss Toddery doesn't look particularly fond of that. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Possibly poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Raban included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, Antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst-kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes. But in so doing, I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us? We who have felled primals and faced down the Empire. To you, my fellow Scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them, as we have time and again, united as one. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Famin to teach me the basics of mining too. So, something I have realized I haven't done yet, because I haven't had need to do it for a while, is quickly change the language back to English. Don't think there are many voice lines in the Realm Reborn patch quests. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alpha, no, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed a need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slaffborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road, and represent us well, Sorin. I will do my best, Mal. Guess I shouldn't waste any time, and... teleporting directly there seems the best option. Wish they hadn't... Oh. Yeah, because it's pretty much only her little attempt at being an organist now, isn't it? Because quest lines like that as well, I don't think I've played them through myself, but I feel that maybe they could have been, like, not cut out entirely, but moved from the MSQ to just give Tataru her own, like, series of side quests. Mr. Slaffborn? I was told to expect a Scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It's been far too long, Sorin. You have something for me, yes? Indeed I do, sir. It's a missive from Lady Minfilia. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? But we had a dozen more like you. Well, since we don't know, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Is there anything I should be doing now that I'm here, sir? Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. Ha! But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. And as such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It can get a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Well, come with me, I'll show you around. Yeah, I kind of get why, because especially when you look at like the quest lists afterwards, the individual patches do seem like they didn't add much. I guess it probably felt like more at the time where you were waiting months between getting little bits more of the story. Is that you, Sorin? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We've received grim tidings from Gridania, and it will appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Awakened Sounds with all due haste. Is everything quite alright, friend? Unfortunately, it looks like I've still got business in Vesper Bay first. I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. And pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. I'm sure I'll be back soon, Mr. Slapborn. Where am I going? Vesper Bay, so that's 1 to 8 for our tickets. Yeah, but that's something I've never experienced, is having to wait for new content. Because even now I've been playing for about a year, I'm still not caught up on the story. Miss Trotter, you needed help? A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Awakened Sounds while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the XIV summoned Gerudo again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. And now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. I'll do that, Miss Trotter. Okay, so... Oh no, I can imagine most people who play the game regularly are caught up. Oh. You need to get more time in as Joseph to try and get even to the end of Shadowbringers. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. In Gridania, or just the Shroud? Because one of those is a really serious problem. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Sorin. The Daeferic waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianji says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Moggles guard beyond such follies. The Moggles guard, ma'am? Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. .3. Yeah, anything about 5.3 would be spoilers for me at this stage, wouldn't it? I'm still on 5.0. Thy presence have been requested by... Oh, that's... Urianji, I'm speaking. Thy presence have been requested by Commander Hilo. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. I pray hasten to Gridania, Sorin. Ida and Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. You too, ma'am. Back to Gridania again. Gridania. Okay. Actually, it was 5. Oh, okay, for me. 5 months before 5.3. We're on... Is it 6.1 or 6.2 we're on at the minute? Or 6.2, the one that's coming in August? Okay. I don't really think I've spoken too much to Commander Hilo since all that business with Sylphs last time. A pleasure to see you as always, Sorin. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Yeah, I think I'm still just taking the money. Not long ago, the Moogle Kuplokop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire 12th would have left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we'd have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplokop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Moogles? They're the little creatures involved in the postal system, right? I haven't really had all too many dealings with that with them, to be fair. I guess that's about to change. The other Scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Of course. Couldn't keep the Elder Seedseer waiting. Miss Ida? Must be something bad to have gotten Kuplokop this worried. Have you seen the way his finger is bobbing? A threat to Moogle kind? I had hoped the antecedent suspicions were ill-founded, but I cannot see who else it could be. Our guest has brought ill tidings which must needs be heeded. Isn't that right, Kuplokop? Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all. I suppose Reo's right. They've left us no choice, Kupo. Elder Seedseer? Oh. Please, you have to stop them. But you mustn't kill them. They're not bad, Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order. Yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplokop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful I am that you have come, Sorin, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplokop has brought to us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Mogulmog XII has returned to Eorzea. Good King Mogulmog? A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history, or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there. Unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Mogulmog XII, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Muggle the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. That is how we Muggles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Muggle the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Muggle kind might have lost no peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens. From what I understand, that being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea. The problem, Ida, lies in the fact he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Muggle the 12th is a myth made manifest via means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Muggles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? Miss Ida, if you've seen what I saw while I was on leave, you'd believe it. What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. Oh, yeah, 12. Oh. Yeah, you do kind of get to bring both of them together, I think, during the Moogle Beast Tribe quests, I think. I can't actually remember too much of the plot. I know it's part about rebuilding part of Zenith. Yeah. It was one of the things I liked about starting in Gridania the first time that I'm only kind of really noticing now is that if you choose the Gridania start, you actually get a bit of interaction with the Muggles during the Shroud quests. Whereas I think, story-wise, I can't actually recall any other meetings with Muggles before this point for Sorin. Except the post-Muggles, but they're not really plot relevant. With Garuda humbled and the Ultima weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Morgulsguard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe they can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes, come what may. I assure you, the Morgulsguard only want to protect the force from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Muggle the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo. Verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summoned Rana, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Muggles in a manner similar to that of a primal. Oh. Hey. Mooney, would it motivate you if I said that there are literally quests in the Moogle Beast Tribe quests where you have objectives to slap Muggles? Oh yeah, sorry, I misread that. That's exactly what you're saying. Sometimes I wish I wasn't dumb. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Mugglekind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Sorin, confront good King Muggle the 12th and drive him from our midst. I'll do my best, ma'am. Humbly I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Morgulsguard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Reverend Sumiyan of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. I guess I'll be off then. So, the Conjurer's Guild, that's just outside here, isn't it? Or just inside? Guildmaster? Welcome, Sorin. Welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Mogulmog XII is of great comfort. To me and to the elementals both. As I'm sure you know, the Mughals are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. Well, I think I'm about as motivated as I can be, sir. As ready as I can be. The wards barring access to the King's Sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones. The self-same method employed 5 years ago, when first the King was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we are forced to sanction the slaying of the Guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Muggles Guard themselves. Yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry to the King's Sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labour any longer. Fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kop's keystone, Sorin. Pray go to him, and beg his assistance. He awaits you at West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. I feel kind of bad about forcing that on him. Like, I can imagine it's not a nice feeling to be betraying all your friends, even if your friends are being a little problematic, I guess. Oh yeah, you get to fight a whole group of them as in Dark. That's in Heavensward, isn't it? Yeah, it is Heavensward because Mist hasn't shown up then. Mr. Kuplo Kop? So, how will you do it, Kuplo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there's truly no other way, I'll do it, Kuplo. I'll take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. Oh. I guess. Those are big Muggles. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. What's going on here? We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us? By consorting with this here? Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his kinsmuggles, he plots treason against the crown. Enough! Kuplo Kop will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of the great good King Mogulmog XII. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. Can I guess those are the Muggles Guard? The king is planning to purge the 12s with his enemies, Kupo. You've got to stop him before it's too late. And it's going to be Sorin's job to beat them all up. The entrance to Foreign March is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Muggles Guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Oh, escort quests. Not too... Escort quests aren't always too bad as a healer, because you do have the option to heal It looks like it's one of these enchanted beasts. If only you get registered escort, my escort targets as party members so that Eos could heal him. Just the free squirrels. Looks like it's just free squirrels. Probably isn't a bad idea to have a Quila to help me out here. More of them? Galago. Another one. A big bug. It's two of them. I think we're nearly there. Not much further we can go. Oh, that's... more bolts are a problem. Oh. See, that looks like the place. Nothing else. No more traps. Here we go. Mr. Kuplo? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus. Like when you attune to an Aphrodite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. So, just like this? The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Muggles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. One march. Trials. Yes, 4 march. And it's less than 5 minutes, so again, a case where it's not. Yeah, so I just go in and join some fates while I wait. I think I could still use up a couple more promotions or... oh, never mind. One DPS, where are you? Although, I'm gonna take a random guess that person may be in the... looks like they're queuing for the same dungeon. Because they've got the buffalo calf that is the one I just unlocked a couple of quests ago. I can't execute it. Can't do that right now. Oh. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's quick. Greetings. Hoopo, going to 7 hells a day. Meddling adventures, I'd wager. Muggles Guard to arms! Defend the king, Hoopo! That looks like the center-ish. So, Gunbreaker's main tanking, I guess. It's 2 more of them. Still, yeah, just as powerful quickly. This all just seems to be the Mongols Guard so far, not seeing their king. Oh. He hasn't actually been summoned yet. I cannot remember despite it all. Oh, that's... I guess I'm actually AoE heal. Ooh. I think that's the king dealt with. Looks like it. Oh. I'll give my fellow healer. No, I'm just going to pass on mortal weapons because I hate mortal weapons. Just a silly little pom noise they make whenever you draw or sheath them. You did it, Kupo! You did it! Good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more! I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Muggles Guard when you did. Thank you, Sorin. Not a problem. It's what I do. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them too. Now you should go and tell Puckneypack that the king is no more, Kupo. And she's with Ryo at Camp Tranquil, and can relay news to the chieftain. I'll do that. That all wasn't too bad. Camp Tranquil, wasn't it? Which one's Puckneypack? You? Oh, I dare believe my ears! Good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen? All Moogle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, and I sense Ryo wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Proceed, sir. Your bravery and service to the 12's wooden her Moogle shall not be forgotten, Sorin. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of this great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. I pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of today's events. All the details are yet fresh in your mind. I guess I'll go do that. Whenever I hear King Mogulmog's theme, it gets stuck in my head for hours. King Mogulmog, kind and noble lord. Just one of those ones that's so simple and catchy. I'm supposed to be going to the Conjure still, aren't I? The Elder Seedseer is expecting you, sir. May I show you in? Yes, ma'am. Shouldn't keep her waiting. At least the rain's cleared up in here. Miss Ida? Sorin! Kublai says you killed the king! I'm pleased, of course, but it completely spoiled the end of your story. A silly Moogle. By Luswar's definition, the late King Mogulmog the 12th was indeed a primal. But how can that be? It defies all precedent. When we get back to the Awakened Sands, Mr. Papalamo, remind me to tell you about Enkidu. Everyone wants to hear your tale, Kupo. What are you waiting for? Tell them! Tell them! Sorin, you return to us, unharmed and victorious. Thus have I two reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you'd be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Fornmarch. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Muggles don't worship him for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of the power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Mughals called forth a being that by right should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the aether which comprised him instead being scattered to the four winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means... Scions! This whole business reeks of their handiwork. They said it was a masked man who taught them how, years ago. But Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question... Confound it all! How many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A sombre thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Sorin. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scion shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Hall. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Eda and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. I guess I'll head back then. If everyone here is okay with dealing with the... I guess clerical stuff. Back to the Waking Sands. Miss Minfilia? Here to report about what went on with Gridania. It's good to see you hale and healthy, Sorin. I received word from Eda and Papolimo that you had felled good King Muggelmug XII, but I'd hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said. Summoned with the same methods used by the beast tribes and taught by the Ascians. And though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Her offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Sorin. It's not a problem, ma'am. Just, doing my job. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are, at long last, ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. And so as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Hall in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion, the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, sir. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Urianji. I had fought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne history to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhaps it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianji shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alizé shall continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urianji, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something important. Not a problem, man. Going to be a little odd not returning here after missions anymore. Mr. Palmer? Can I assume you got sorted in, Gridania? Just when we dared to believe that peace had arrived, another primal awakens. I say, has there ever been rest for the weary? Given that that's what he's complaining about, I'm assuming everything regarding the supplies went well. Thou art ever welcome, Sorin, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these halls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history. In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer have bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by the aeons. And still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in the shadow remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. So, you don't need help? Do not be offended, Sorin. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength, and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of... Miss Minfilia? Whence came that cry? The solar! 12 forfend the antecedent! I'll go check on her. Miss Minfilia, is everything... Miss Minfilia, are you okay? What happened? Sorin, you must... Not a good time, Echo. Tell me, Lussois, do you have done the same? Lussois Levallois was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. Oh, this is Elidibus. Not the other guy. An Ascian? Here? How? How readily you see. You're indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. You speak of La Habrea? La Habrea is a warrior. He fought, he fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already know. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. What are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave. But I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's Hall. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes, and take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, Formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colours perception. Thus did she perceive naught. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me. Nothing! The gift grants you clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Brea did not think so highly of the Echo. La Brea is wrong about a great many things. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave, as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Wait! Stay where you are! Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardour, I wonder? It was an Scion? I take it there is no need to explain. Are you okay, Miss Menthilia? Save your concern. He did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Eorzea, send word to the students of Baldesion. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there is any reference to an Scion robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Scion, my lady. What was that? What gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Scions are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Sorin. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. I will, ma'am. Pray, attend me, Tataru. Thought we'd have a bit of a break from the Scions after dealing with La Brea. Apparently we haven't dealt with him. Check that everything is still operating. Yep, stream is saying that there's no issues. That's an Scion. I'd recognize those robes anywhere. I am told that you are the Warrior of Light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. I've fought primals, and I've fought an Scion himself. And the ultimate weapon. I'm not backing down from this. This just seemed like a normal void scent. That's no problem. Still further north? It's a bigger one, but it's still just a void set. What's the purpose of this test? Oh. Thank you, ma'am. Here. Haven't been up. Two of them this time. Where is he? There he is. What was all that about? More Asians. Judging from the looks of these ones, though, they're lower ranking. Like the one I fought back in Eorzea. Or I was even with Scions. What do you want from me? Remarkable. Truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save he who bested Eorzea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence as it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of Eorzea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that he could cast us out. What are you talking about? Your mother favors you still. That much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, Emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. That's a little unsettling. After everything Eorzea put us through, to meet an Ascian who's diplomatic is... Guess all that's left is to report this to Minfilia. really is telling the truth, though, is there? Is there a possibility this could all be resolved peacefully? Thank the gods you've returned, Sorin. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive. Quite the opposite, ma'am. Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much, but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. At least, there was an encounter we had with Ascians, and no one died or was injured, so I think we should take that as a victory. Let us set aside the matter of this Ascian until after we've completed our move to the Rising Stones. There's but one final favour I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained a deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believe to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Eorzea will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. Certainly, ma'am. I'll deliver it to him immediately. Mr. Eorzea, I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? Miss Minfilia asked me to entrust you with this. The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labour. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honour, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Miss Minfilia? Sorin, this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Eorzea, I bid you come to the Seventh Heaven in Reverenced Hall. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Aephorite in Reverenced Hall. After all, it is right on our doorstep. I'll see you around, Mr. Eorzea. Off to our new home, I guess. Wardona. Miss Tataru? Is everything okay? Oh, Sorin, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up. As I was just telling you, rest of receptionist here. I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and all signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours. Splendid. From this day forward, I'll spend no effort in seeing it as welcoming and comfortable a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. Now that said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Most of the men and women you see around you here in Reverenced Hall are adventurers who come and go as they wish. I dare say that should make it easier for you to go about your business here. And it shouldn't hurt that Sorin here has already made something of a name for himself here. Isn't that so, Sorin? I guess it has a little bit. Why, that's just wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat, despite the relocation. And with that, Sorin, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. So this is it. Our new home. Hello, T-Pose and Rogan. Is this it, Miss Tartar? Welcome to our new home, to Rising Stones. Isn't it lovely? But why are you standing around here talking to me? Everyone's waiting for you inside. Guess it's time to say hello. I did not realize the Scions had moved until I arrived in Vesper Bay. Thankfully, Eorzea was kind enough to direct me here. I know I've only just joined, but if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Mr. Thancred? As ravishing as ever. Perhaps, for old time's sake, she would... God, Sorin! Don't sneak up on me like that! We bards are an easily startled lot. What? I thought you were a rogue, Mr. Thancred. Who are you? I get the feeling maybe it's best not to ask too many questions about their relationship. Miss Yashla? As you can see, our Charlian allies have furnished us with a wealth of new tomes. It would be prudent for you to broaden your knowledge as well. I'll make sure to have a look next time I get some time off. How's everyone else settling in? Miss Ida? Hard at work already, I see. I love the smell of victory in the morning. It smells like sweat. No. Amuntui source. No. Victory! Yeah, victory! I guess. Mr. Apollo, you settling in okay? So here we are, completely independent and unquestionably neutral. Or at least more so than before. Truth be told, I cannot say it feels that different. Of course, Ida begs to differ. The horror! The horror! Are you okay there, sir? What did... Okay? Am I missing something here? Miss Flamin? Oh, you wish to help. That's very kind of you, but I can manage on my own. Besides, you should be out having grand adventures, not withering away here with me. Alphino? Is it not wonderful, Sorin? Nary a single presumptuous merchant has darkened our door. I know full well they will come in time, but for now, let's enjoy the respite. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't interrupt. It's a bit more... We've got a bit more of a spacious office now, Miss Minfilia. Oh. Everyone? Well, it is certainly spacious. This is our new home. Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. For today, we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the The Antecedent and I shall endeavour to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea! A moment of your time, Sorin. I would speak of Elidibus. Mr. Eorzea, I wasn't expecting to see you here so soon. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldesion have been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No. No, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and the knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldesion, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source on information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible the others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however. They are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps? Or Osher? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the Crystal of Darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures, and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work that we do not understand, Sorin. I discern them all around, in disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the Paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I do not know what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. My stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. You going to be okay, ma'am? Good. Really? Where are you? Your intercession was not foretold. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion. Your intentions unclear. They survived the Seventh Ardor under stronger now and a gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labour not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes, and at long last they see. Okie dokie. And that is where I am going to be finishing up today's stream, because I happen to know that that is the final quest in the 2.1 patch MSQ. So that is the entirety of A Realm Awoken. Cory Warder is still not explaining why he's winded on the floor there. But, yep. Thank you for coming along. Tomorrow I will be back in Subnautica Blue Zero tomorrow evening. And back with Sorin on Monday, where we will be starting into the patch 2.2 quests, which I believe is Through the Maelstrom. And with all that started up, yeah, I think we're just set to continue through the MSQ for a wee while yet. We'll see. What's that? I do know I still need to take a break at some point. I don't remember exactly when I have to, but I have to do the primal quests to unlock the hard mode of Ifrit, Bruda, and Titan. But till then, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching through Sorin's journey so far, and I will see you next time.